How's it going, everybody? I'm Jacob, and in this video, I'm going to share my dividend income for the month of September in 2023. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Every month, I like to share the dividend income from my investment portfolio and show the overall performance in an effort to be completely transparent when it comes to investing. And ultimately, I hope that it will inspire you to start your own investing journey, because investing is a really great way to build wealth over the long term, and hopefully you'll be able to achieve financial freedom so you can live the life that you want to live. So diving into the portfolio here, it's valued right around $30,000. The total gain is roughly $5,100. About half of that is coming from capital gains, and the other half is coming from dividend income. Now, over the past month, it's been really rough. You can see we're down roughly $2,000 or 6%. Some areas in this portfolio that performed really poorly, well, pretty much everything performed pretty poorly, but in particular, what stands out is real estate. Companies like Realty Income down over 12%, Brookfield Infrastructure Partners almost 18% just in the last month. So needless to say, real estate is taking quite a big hit. Energy probably performed the best in this portfolio, but overall, not really a great month. We started out okay, but then at the end of September, everything just started tanking pretty bad. But that's okay with me because I'm in this for the long haul. I'm not looking to cash out tomorrow or next year, and that's just how the market goes. It ebbs and flows. But over the long term, you should be trending upwards. And with that said, let's hop in and check out the dividends. September is generally one of my bigger months because it's when a majority of my companies pay out dividends. They tend to pay out on that last month of the quarter. So the first payment we got was $11.78 from Aflac. This is one that's performed very well for me so far. Next up is Johnson & Johnson at $6.18. Next up is everybody's favorite grocery store. This is Costco. They paid $1.29. Now, Costco has a pretty low dividend yield, but has shown pretty good capital gains. And in my opinion, this is a pretty good stock all around, because when times are tough, they still have some of the best deals when it comes to grocery stores. Pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly is next, and they paid $2.09. ExxonMobil paid $3.40. Fairly good returns thus far. They were down really big during the COVID pandemic. I think I remember Exxon being down over 50% at one point, and I thought that this was probably the worst buy ever. But then as the pandemic ended, the stock price really skyrocketed. And I think right now the total return, at least for me, is between 150 to 200%. So talk about a turnaround. $3.96 comes in from 3M. Next is the Home Depot, and they paid out $4.20. Following that is Microsoft at $1.84. And this is just a really solid company. I think they actually just increased their dividend by over 10%. And that's exactly what you want to look for in dividend paying companies. You don't just want to look at the dividend yield, but you want to look at what percent they're able to increase their dividend payouts year after year. And Microsoft has been phenomenal in this category. They do have a lower yield overall, but the capital gains definitely makes up for that. Overall, a very solid company in my opinion. Realty Income Corp is next. They're a monthly paying real estate investment trust, and they paid out $6.08. Stag Industrial is next. Very similar to Realty Income Corp, they're a monthly paying real estate investment trust, but rather than focusing on commercial properties, they have a property portfolio consisting of industrial properties. Following that is Consolidated Edison at $1.17. McDonald's, love them or hate them, they performed quite well for me thus far, and this month they paid $3.06. Now, the next one is an ETF. This is from Vanguard, their high dividend yielding ETF. If you're familiar with something like SCHD, it's pretty similar to that, but this month they paid out $13.74. BlackRock is next. This is a very large financial company. If you dive in deeply, they have financial interest in a lot of different companies. And this month they paid out $7.71. Following that is SPHD. This is a monthly paying ETF. They paid out $9.01. Waste Management, a fairly underrated company in my opinion. Very boring, nothing interesting, but overall has performed quite nicely. And they paid out $2.14. Here we have another ETF. This is VTI from Vanguard, an ETF comprised of small cap, mid cap, and large cap companies, and they paid out $10.52. And then to round everything off for this month, we got Broadcom, AVGO, which I think is just another phenomenal company, but they paid out $5.97. So when we add up all the dividends and put it into our spreadsheet, the total for this month comes to $102.99. So we're in that triple digit range, which is awesome to see. Very motivating. Compared to this time last year, we were at roughly $83. So to jump up about $20, it feels quite nice. I wish I could have invested more into this portfolio over this year, but I will be getting married in Thailand, so I've kind of had to save up for that. And just some cool metrics down here that I built in this template, which by the way, if you want, just click the link in the description and you can make a copy. But some cool metrics to jump into. So my yearly wage right now would be $939. If you were to break this down into an hourly wage, it would be a whopping 11 cents per hour. That includes weekends. And if you were to consider this dividend portfolio as a 40-hour work week job, you'd be making roughly 45 cents per hour. So something cool that I like to add into this spreadsheet. But that's going to wrap up the video. Thank you so much for taking the time to check it out. I appreciate each and every one of you that take the time to come and check out my video. Let me know down in the comments how your portfolio did this month. And if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, feel free to subscribe as well. Thank you so much. Take it easy.